church. So happy to see you this Sunday. Why don't you stand and worship with us?
Promises in fulfillment all over my life. evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. Why should I fear? All the evidence is there. Why should I fear? Oh, the evidence is here. What gift of grace is Jesus my Redeemer? There is no more for heaven now to give. He is my joy, my righteousness and freedom, my steadfast love, my deep and boundless peace. To this I hold, my hope is only Jesus. For my life is wholly bound to His. Oh, how strange and divine! I can sing all is mine, yet not I, but through Christ in me. The night is dark, but I am not forsaken. For by my side, the Savior, He will stay. I labor on in weakness and rejoicing. For in my need, His power
sacrifice on the cross that we have freedom. Lord, thank you for that. Please help that truth to soak into our souls and live out through our lives. In Jesus' precious name we all pray. Amen. Welcome to Church Canyon Springs. I'm Julie Mountain. I'm the Director of Women. And we're so glad that you're here. If you're new, would you mind filling out a Connect card? You can find it in the lobby right on the Connect desk. As you walk through the lobby, look behind you. There'll be a little desk there with some cards. We'd love to meet you that way. We have something big coming up, a big holiday of sorts. You might be thinking of chocolate Easter bunnies. But silly bunny, Easter isn't about bunnies, right? It's about Jesus. So Easter's coming. Great opportunity to invite your family and friends. We're going to be having 2 services, 8:30 for those of you early risers and 10:15. So make sure to mark that on your calendar and make your plans. I know you guys are going to invite somebody from youth group, right? Yeah, cool. Okay, they're setting the example for you. But before Easter, we're celebrating a bit of Holy Week. And it is my most favorite service of the year. It's Good Friday. How many of you have ever been to Good Friday service? It is so nice in so many ways. It's contemplative, it's worshipful. I just feel like it really sets my mind and heart in the right way before Easter. Because Easter is we're celebrating, but we gotta focus on his sacrifice. Because without that, we wouldn't be where we are, right? We have to have that perfect sacrifice. And then we can celebrate that he's alive forevermore on Easter Day. So please make plans to join with us. We're gonna start promptly at 6 o'clock because we wanna squeeze in as much as possible into our 1-hour service. Child care will be open at 5:45, so go ahead and make plans to attend. I know you'll love it. Okay, it's getting close to summertime, and with summer comes splish splash swim lessons, right? Now we are still doing our Choice Mead swim drive. We only have 10 more days. Why am I saying this? So urgent. You guys, we need 70 more swimsuits. I was shopping online at Amazon this morning. Do you know you can find a little girl swimsuit or a little boy swimsuit for $10? And the little boy one includes like a rash guard. So would you guys hop on and grab some swimsuits? You can have them mailed to Caroline Grondin's house, or you can bring them here to the church. 10 more days. That means only one more Sunday to drop off at the big bin we have in the donation bin as you came in. So join us in that. This means a lot for these little kids that are living, 93% of them are living in poverty level. So this is where we get to bless those that are the least of these, right, that Jesus talks about. So this is a special thing. Lastly is giving. And I want to thank you guys. Yesterday, I took almost 20 ladies with me to the Rock Church to hear Priscilla Shire. It was so fun. And you know what? It's thanks to your giving that I can do my job and organize ladies to go to this. So I thank you for being faithful in your giving. This giving affects every ministry that we have here and beyond. So I thank you for that. So you can scan the code, do it online, or you can do it old school with the bins as you go out. Let's sing one more song. Would you stand with us, please?
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkness night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing in the goodness of God. Sing your goodness. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, with my life laid down, surrender now, I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Again. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, my life laid down, surrender now, I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
So God, thank you for your goodness that's never ending. It actually hunts us down. It looks for us. It chases us. It shows up when maybe we least expect it. It shows up when we've lost hope. And so would that just be something that no matter what happens in our life, that we can hold on to. We can hold on to the fact that no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what's changed, no matter what hasn't gone our way, that we can see your goodness in it all. So God, thank you for this space where we get to worship you with our whole hearts. And I pray, amen. You can find a seat. When I was in 6th grade, I know I don't look like it, but I was a little skateboarder back in the day. I know, probably, what? No way. My brother, he's 3 years older, and so he's a 9th grade freshman, got really into skateboarding, and so I had asked for Christmas to also get a skateboard. There's this video, there's a skate brand called Baker, and so one of the videos that you watch on YouTube, Baker 4, Baker 3, if you see all these people doing these cool tricks, and they all look so cool, and you're like, that could be me, right? And so I get on the skateboard, I watch videos, something you'll learn about me quickly, my mom can attest, I'm a little competitive, just a smidge, and so I like to be good at things, even if I never intended to be. But if there's an opportunity, like, I don't know, why not just be good at it? So I took it on. I didn't realize skateboarding was really hard. And so I tried to do tricks, not really having much success. I got an ollie down, maybe the first couple of weeks, I know, crazy. And so, you know how it is. You start gaining confidence in something. And so you start maybe taking some leaps, risking it, you know? And so my dad had asked me, they live in Old Scripps, and so Z Pizza was still by Vaughn's at the time. And so he had said, hey, will you go get me a salad? And I was like, yeah, no problem. On my new skateboard. And so I got on my skateboard and I'm pedaling by the swim and racket club, you know where that area is at. The Starbucks is right there. Pedal on uphill. This is easy. It's kind of hard, but it's easy. Go in, eat some pizza with friends, get the salad. On the way back, it was uphill on the way there. It's downhill on the way back. Yes, that's right. So I'm going down the hill. The swim racket club is on the left, if you know where that's at. There's a 4-way stop, and I stop. No big deal, because I'm good at this. I turn the corner, and so now I'm going down the street. And so you can either go down this big hill, we don't do that, because that's just like too risky, or just turn right to go to my house. Just like not that big of a hill. So I thought. And so I get to the corner, I start to turn, and I just absolutely eat it, you guys. It was terrible. The food is everywhere. I'm like, what just happened? I thought I was getting good at this. And in classic Sekwohn fashion, I just had gotten ahead of myself. You know what that's like, right? Anyone ever gotten ahead of themselves at anything? Nobody in this room ever gets any more hands. Honestly, anyone ever get ahead of them? Okay, thank you. Do you know what that's like to get ahead of yourself? Maybe a little too overconfident. Well, you see, last week, we looked at this guy named David. He's the shepherd, errand boy, you might call him. And he's going up against this Goliath. I did a little research. If you didn't know, this is how big Goliath actually is. Check this out. Boom! Boom! He's this big. I think he's big. Is he big yet? He's not big up there yet. Maybe on my notes right here. He could be big. No? Alright. He's up there? He's up there, great. Great, so he stands 6 cubits in a span tall. That means 1 cubit, 18 inches, about 1.5 feet. 1 span, 9 inches. Total, 117 inches. 9 feet, 9 inches tall. This is Goliath facing a 14-year-old. Anyone got confidence in a 14-year-old right now to take down Goliath? Anybody? Yeah, me neither. Even if I'm confident, not that confident, that's crazy. And so he takes down Goliath, and if you know the story, if you were here last week, it's not by spear and sword, it's not because he was the fittest, it's not because he had all the knowledge, it's because he had one thing. He had ultimate trust in God to deliver him into his hands. And so he takes this little slingshot, some rocks, gets that rock deep into the forehead of Goliath. He topples. You know what happens after that? Gets his head cut off, right? So, yeah, sorry to throw that out there. But, absolute monster, absolute savage gets taken down by this little, ruddy, youngest of 7, errand boy, shepherd boy, David. But the thing is that that's just actually the beginning. That's 1 Samuel 17. Over the next 13 chapters, the king at the time, King Saul, he goes crazy because he knows that this little boy is coming for the throne. He knows that there's actually an expiration on his king status. He's not going to be king for that much longer because he knows that this king, this little boy, is coming for the throne. And so we get a master class from Saul about how not to be king. He chases, again, kids 14, 15, maybe 16 on a good day. He's chasing him down, he's trying to kill him. He gets really jealous, and there's actually one point where David actually saves Saul. And so he knows it's coming to an end. My reign is coming to an end. And so, towards the end of 1 Samuel, the Philistines are back. They don't have their Goliath warrior, but they're back. And they go after Saul's sons. And they kill his sons. And so essentially Saul gets backed into a corner. He doesn't know what to do. All of the anxiety, all of the fear. It's at level 10. This is code red. He doesn't know what to do. And he falls on his own sword. And that ends his reign right there and then. And not only 1 or 2 chapters later, David is now appointed as this king. King David. The one who was always supposed to be. The one who's confident in God to deliver whatever foe or obstacle is in his way into his hand. And so for the first 10 chapters of 2 Samuel, you just see King David being victorious. He's pillaging through nations, and everywhere that God's sending him, he's going, he's having victory, and everything is great. And when you start to think about it, you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense. As the 14, 15, 16-year-old, he had this ultimate confidence in God. And so here he is as king years later, and he has this ultimate confidence in God. But the problem is, the power's getting to his head. And so King David, he's changing. His ruling and the way he goes about things, it's changing. And so the one who was so confident in God in 1 Samuel has now gotten way ahead of himself in 2 Samuel. So what we're going to do today, a little different, is this. We're actually just going to read through the text. I'm not going to interject. I'm not going to stop on the way. I want you, this was me this week for I don't know how many times I read this, but this was me this week of man, what a great story. You just need it all packed in together. But there's some things that I want you to at least have on your mind as you read through it. Sometimes in our life, we get so ahead of ourselves. We get ahead of ourselves. We leave Jesus behind. We have seasons where we're in lockstep with him, just like David was. But then we have some seasons where we get ahead of ourselves. And so the problem when we get ahead of ourselves is that where we used to collaborate with Jesus, now we try to control. Where we've traded presence with Jesus for performance, right? Those times in the morning that you spent maybe time with Jesus and reading your Bible and praying and feeling connected. Well, now you've used that to try to enhance yourself or to try to get better at your job. You've traded, right? It's not like that thing is bad in and of its own, but it's now being traded. You traded that presence with Jesus for performance. We've swapped dependency for dominance. I know what to do. I've been here before. I got this. Something that I think of all the time. I've done this. I got this. I don't really need to consult God on this. This is a little thing. I can take this over. We've replaced faithfulness with fixation. And this is David, unfortunately. He has traded and swapped. And where he used to collaborate, he controls. And now he has this deep fixation. A commentator writes, this is an all-time classic tale of betrayal, deception, adultery, and murder. And our leading hero is the culprit. The one, right? The one who is still considered a man after God's own heart. The one who is so confident in God to deliver him. He's actually the culprit. If you haven't read the story, you are in for something good. 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1, it says this. In the spring, at the time when kings go off to war, David sent Joab out with king's men and the whole Israelite army. They destroyed the Ammonites and besieged Rabbah, but David remained in Jerusalem. One evening, David got up from his bed, walked around on the roof of the palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing. This woman was very beautiful, and David sent someone to find out about her. The man said, she is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite. Then David sent messengers to get her. She came to him, and he slept with her. Then she went back home. The woman conceived and sent word to David, saying, I am pregnant. So David sent this word to Joab, send me Uriah the Hittite, and Joab sent him to David. When Uriah came to him, David asked him how Joab was, how the soldiers were, and how the war was going. Then David said to Uriah, "Go down to your house and wash your feet." So Uriah left the palace, and a gift from the king was sent after him. But Uriah slept at the entrance to the palace with all his master's servants and did not go down to his house. David was told Uriah did not go home. So he asked Uriah, "Haven't you just come home from a military campaign? Why didn't you go home?" Uriah said to David, "The ark and Israel and Judah are staying in tents, and my commander Joab and my lord's men are camped in the open country. How could I go to my house and eat and drink and make love to my wife? As surely as you live, I will not do such a thing." Then David said to him, "Stay here one more day, and tomorrow I will send you back." So Uriah remained in Jerusalem that day and the next. At David's invitation, he ate and drank with him, and David made him drunk. But in the evening, Uriah went out to sleep on his mat among his master's servants. He did not go home. In the morning, David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it to Uriah. In it he wrote, "Put Uriah out in front where the fighting is fiercest. Then withdraw from him so he will be struck down and die." So while Joab had the city under siege, he put Uriah in a place where he knew the strongest defenders were. When the men of the city came out and fought against Joab, some of the men of David's army fell. Moreover, Uriah the Hittite died. Joab sent David a full account of the battle. He instructed the messenger, "When you have finished giving the king this account of the battle, the king's anger may flare up, and he may ask you, 'Why did you get so close to the city to fight? Didn't you know they would shoot arrows from the wall? Who killed Amalek's son of Jerubbesheth? Didn't a woman drop an upper millstone on him from the wall so that he died into the beds? Why did you get so close to the wall?' If he asks you this, then say to him, 'Moreover, your servant Uriah the Hittite died.'" The messenger set out, and when he arrived, he told David everything Joab had sent him to say. The messenger said to David, "The men overpowered us, and they came out against us in the open, but we drove them back to the entrance of the city gate. Then the archers shot arrows at your servants from the wall, and some of the king's men died. Moreover, your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead." David told the messenger, "Say this to Joab, don't let this upset you. The sword devours one as well as another. Press the attack against the city and destroy it. Say this to encourage Joab." When Uriah's wife heard that her husband was dead, she mourned for him. After the time of mourning was over, David had brought to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. And then the line that says it all. But the thing David had done displeased the Lord. Like, what an insane story! Of just like that, of what it said, right? Adultery, of murder, of betrayal, of cover-up, of shame, of guilt, of just trying to keep things at bay. A man so focused on appearance and how he occurs to people and power that he has and this fixation that's boiled up in his heart. And so literally from the get-go, we know, oh man, it is going to be a wild ride. As I was reading this week, I had this kind of cool connection. There's this verse in James 1, chapter 14 through 15. It says, "But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then that desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death." And as I read this, I thought, man, what an actual, not just figuratively, literally a connection. This is David's life in this moment. This story, this chapter, 2 Samuel chapter 11, almost word for word, this is his life. Right? And James is writing this to that specific context to let them know, hey, you got to be on watch. You have to be on guard because sin is always trying to get you. And here we see living proof of what happens when you get too ahead of yourself. Here's what happens when you aren't lockstep with Jesus, when you're not pursuing that relationship with him. Well, this is what happens. The things that stick out to me, right, is David's fixation. He has this deep fixation on Bathsheba. And he sees her, and he has to have her. And knows the status of which he has of king, that this is not just some fantasy out there, but this can actually be a reality for him. And he's aware of the situation. He's aware of the circumstances. He's informed that she's married to somebody else. But he has this deep fixation that it actually allows him to run right by everything. And so as we go back to that verse, right, each person is tempted when they are lured. Each person, you put it up on the screen, Grant, each person is tempted when they are lured. Right? He's lured away. He has this fixation. He's enticed, as we'll get to later. He sees her on the roof. He could have walked away, yet he lingers. It's piqued his interest. Let me go find out some more information. Who is that? Oh, she's married? Does that really, what kind is that? Like, really? Like, actually? Like, he's starting to justify all of these things in his mind because he's being lured. The temptation, right, not coming from God, but actually coming from within. That these desires that David had, they didn't just manifest themselves in this moment. But he's already had these desires in his heart. And so each person is tempted when they're lured and enticed. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. So he sleeps with her, right? The desire, it comes to fruition. It conceives not only just this baby, right? A literal conception. But now all of this destruction is to come. Because he realizes, oh, wait. What have I done? And he has a really cool moment that we all have. Oh, what have I done? He's at a crossroad. He could stop right here. He could admit fault. He could come clean. He could say, hey, what I've done is wrong. Go to the appropriate parties. Apologize. But we know that he doesn't. She becomes pregnant, and now there's consequences. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. And so to cover up the sin, David orchestrates Uriah's murder. Like, think about all of the planning that has to happen on the fly. Right now he's got to do all this cover-up, so he's got to get creative, he's got to figure it out. Can you imagine the anxiety and the stress? I'm sure maybe you've been there before, where you've done something wrong and now you want to cover it up, and so you start making all these lies and you start building all these stories, and you're just trying to patch the holes, you're just trying to keep things at bay, you're almost playing whack-a-mole with the things that are popping up. I can imagine the anxiety and the stress. Not because he's feels bad and wants to come clean, but because he's trying to hide this. He's trying to cover it up. But spiritually, David's intimacy with God is broken. And for a moment, it dies. This man who was once so deeply connected with God has gotten so far ahead of himself that he has a man killed to cover up his actions. How far ahead of God do you have to get to say, man, I've got to get this man killed to cover up my consequences, my sin, my shame, my issues? It's an incredible contrast, because although the actions he's taking are bad, juxtapose both situations. And when he was little David, shepherd boy, we didn't really care about his action. Cool, he's going to slay Goliath. We cared more about his heart posture. The heart posture was, God is going to give you over to me this day. I have full confidence in him. The actions he's taking in the story, they're not good. Don't get me wrong. No, we're not justifying. But what's his heart posture right now? I got this. I can do this. This is what I want. I'll cover it up. I'll figure it out. And so in both situations, you see this drastic shift in his heart posture. Forget the actions. Put the actions aside. But his heart is prone to wander, and it has wandered off. A heart once so close to God is now all alone. And we know that when left to our vices, when left all alone, we're capable of anything. Because that's how powerful sin can be in our life when left untouched. The thing that David had done displeased the Lord. The thing that he had done displeased the Lord. And so I have this question for you. Where in your life have you realized that you've gotten ahead of yourself? It doesn't, and that's why I don't want you to focus on this action. I'm not asking you, has anyone gotten anybody killed recently? That's not my question for you this morning. My question is, where in your life have you realized, my heart has wandered off? In my work, my heart has wandered off. In my parenting, my heart has wandered off. In my relationships with Jesus and with others, my heart has wandered off. Where in your life have you gotten ahead of yourself? I have this good friend who was trying to get a new job, and he is, as he's looking around, trying to get a new job, kind of unsure what to do. He gets an opportunity, but he's like really unsure about this job. But it pays more. So he's intrigued by that. Like maybe that's like, I don't think that's the job for me, but it pays more. I don't know if I'll love it, but it pays more. And so he applies, interviews, gets the job. And 3 months later, he's laid off. And he reflects on the fact that he's like, I didn't really consider God in this at all. It just paid more. that was the interest, that was the intrigue, and so that's what he went. And so as he experiences this layoff and really says okay, I've gotten ahead of myself, he retreats, just like we all should. And he's in community with God. And I remember when I saw him, when I visited him, he even asked hey, I'd love to have more faith conversations. He follows Jesus. We went to school together. He's but I'd like to have I'd like for us to talk about this more often. And I'm I talk about it all the time. I'd love to. No problem. And so it was cool to see the growth and the change and the retreat, and you're starting to see a different heart posture in him. And then he applies later for a different job after really considering and consulting, God, what do you have for me? And he gets it. And he loves it. And now he's actually getting cool opportunities that are pushing him outside of his comfort zone, to talk in front of a lot of people, to manage and have people under him. He's in a place that he didn't really think that he'd ever be. He's getting to do a little travel for work. He's being counted on, relied upon. They're giving him more responsibility. And all because he decided to retreat. He got ahead of himself just like we all do. But it was his heart posture that was the actual problem. And so when he retreated and comes back to the Lord and consults and considers and becomes lockstep with him, well, then he sees a change in his life. He sees fruit starting to come out. He starts serving in a homeless ministry. He's starting to attend church every week. He's joined a life group, a small group. This is the kid who went to private school his entire life. But now this faith in Jesus, it's real. It's serious. It's cemented in his life. Maybe it was subtle. Maybe it started with good intentions. But somewhere along the way, you and I often start building our own plan, chasing our own timing, trusting our own strength. And if we aren't careful, we can get too far ahead of ourselves, and we can end up just like David did. Lured, enticed, and later on regretful. All because we decided to take matters into our own hands. And so as I read this story all week, there's two things I believe God is inviting us to take away from this. The first one is simply to stop and look around. Stop and look around. And ask this question, where is Jesus right now? Right now, I'm not let me get some couple days of consistency under my belt. Let me go to church for a month straight. No. Right here, right now, where is Jesus? Stop and look around. Where is he? Do I know for a fact, he's with me? We have been in lots of, I've seen God do some cool things in my life. Or maybe do you find yourself a little bit ahead? Of you know what? I think I've gotten a little ahead of myself. Or maybe you feel really distant. And you've left him behind, right? We often think about has God gone away from me? And it's like, never. It's always us moving away. It's always us taking steps out. It's always us saying, God, I don't need God for this. I don't know if I need to consider him for that. But I think as we read this story of David, we have to stop and look around and ask ourselves this question: where is Jesus? Have you traded presence for performance? That time that you used to spend with Jesus is now spent doing literally anything else. Or maybe it's not just like in the morning. Maybe there's moments in your day where you've actually blocked off and you've like delegated this specific time to Jesus, and maybe that's not really showing up in your life anymore. And there's no guilt. And there's no shame, but it allows you to make this notice in your life. Like, have I taken some steps away from him? Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. And it's really hard to be still if you don't stop. And it's really hard to stop in a culture, in a world that is so fast-paced. We have things all the time, and we're so busy, and our schedules are full. Maybe we ought to slow down and stop, be still, and know that he's God. And so I think that's one of the first things that we can take away from the story of David, is to stop and look around. But number two is quite simple. It's simply just to come back. To come back to your first love, the one who loved you before the foundation of the world, the one who created you and wanted this relationship with you. He wants you to come back to that first love. Come back to dependence on Jesus. It doesn't matter how big or small or how experienced you think that you are. He wants to be in every decision, in every trial, in every hardship, in every joy, in everything accomplishment, and all of the accolades. He wants to be standing right next to you, and he's not going anywhere. And so there's a little bit of responsibility on our part to say, Jesus wants to walk with me. Do I want to walk with him? And we have to answer that question for ourselves. Because he's always there. He's literally everywhere. He makes himself readily available to you 24/7, 365 days of the year. He does not take time off. There's no PTO involved with Jesus. He's with you. He wants to walk with you. The question is, do you want to walk with him? Come back to the one, the only one, who can restore. There's no one, there's nothing else that can restore you. Joel 2:12-13 says, even now declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart, return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. This part of David's story, it ends with a prophet named Nathan who confronts him and says, you have just gotten so far ahead of yourself. You slept with this married woman. You got her husband killed. You have just been so fixated on the cover-up, on your own desires, that you've just gotten so far ahead of God. In 2 Samuel 12:13, I don't think it's on the screen, it says this, that David said to Nathan, right after he confronts him, after he calls him forward, he says, I have sinned against the Lord. I've sinned against a holy God. And in this moment, you see there's this change that begins to happen. Where Nathan says, this is what God has desired from you all along. That you simply just come back, admit your fault, put it on the table, give it to Jesus, because when you do that, he forgives us. And this is our daily invitation. That when our heart that is so prone to wanders off, when it gets so far ahead of ourselves, that we come back to a loving Father who has open arms and a plan for your life. Will you pray with me? Dear God, thank you so much for this morning. Thank you for your word that always teaches us, always brings out conviction, always it pushes us and encourages us and invites us into making you the number one thing in our life. Would you give us the desire, the margin, the hope in our heart to to stop and slow down and be with you. And that however far ahead that we've gotten in whatever area of our life, that we would just come back, knowing that you have open arms, loving arms that want to forgive, that are faithful to forget. That you would help us to be in lockstep with you in the big things and the small things, that you would have our whole heart. Would you continue to capture our heart and capture our minds and help us to love you well. In our prayer. Amen. Amen.
Wow, there it is. I cast my mind to Calvary, where Jesus bled and died for me. I see his wounds, his hands, his feet, my Savior on that cursed tree. His body bound and drenched in tears, they laid him down in Joseph's tomb, the entrance sealed by heavy stone, Messiah still and all alone. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh Lord our God. Then on the third, at break of dawn, the Son of Heaven rose again. Oh, trample death, where is your sting? The angels roar for Christ the King. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days he will sing your praise. Oh Lord our God. He shall return in robes of white. The blazing sun shall pierce the night, and we will rise among the saints, our gaze transfixed on Jesus' face. Sing the praise the name. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh Lord our God. Oh, praise the name of the Lord sing your praise, oh Lord, our God. Oh Lord, our God. Oh Lord, our God.
Well, my hope for us is that we would spend time this week. God, is there a place that I have left you that I need to return to? That God, I know that I get ahead of myself. It's a tendency of mine. But God, I want to retreat. And so I hope that this week you can find moments of retreating, of coming back, of making new plans with Jesus. Because I promise you, he has such amazing things for you. Well, hey, I hope to see you next Sunday for Palm Sunday at 9:30. See you next week.
Thank you.